It may be a loaded question, asking people their thoughts and opinions on gun ownership, but that's exactly what we did as a news organization. In today's show, we're revealing what it means to some of your friends and neighbors being armed in America. We opened a forum across Southwest Florida, giving voice to gun owners, right or responsibility. We hear why they carry.
The motivation, I think, to carry is to just feel safe. It's a comfort. It's like, you know, they say don't leave home without the American Express card. You might need it, use it. Similar thing.
Then we'll switch gears entirely to take a quick look at people pursuing their freedom of speech, taking part in a playwriting contest where timing is everything. Plus, a look at local sports and the place they hold in our hearts. A new exhibit honoring hometown heroes. We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. We expected a barrage of opinions when the news press and the Daily News asked people to weigh in and share their thoughts and experiences related to gun ownership. Over the course of this show, we're sharing the viewpoints of a handful of Southwest Florida residents who are willing to open up on why they're armed in America. First up is Sarah Herenchar of Naples. She's a 34-year-old who works as a marketing manager of a local gun range. She's both a gun collector and a competitive shooter who's very upfront about her passion.
So I love everything about it, where if it's a lot of fun. I mean, you just gotta fall in love with it. If you're not having fun with it, then you're doing it wrong, because it's a lot of fun to work at a range and to get to. I even like the reloading. I love every aspect of it. It's a lot of fun to even talk about guns. They're just awesome. There are a lot of shooters down here that just fall in love with it. And so you've got a whole lot of new shooters, and then you've got a lot of really experienced shooters that are just doing it recreationally. And it's across the board. There's so many. We get at least 50% of our clientele is a pretty new shooter. I mean, the range officers are always, going through the safety steps and just kind of introducing these people to the firearm for the first time. And our most popular classes are for the CCW courses and the basic handgun 101. We've got a couple of other female instructors that really just we bring it all over to a softer side. The industry has been catering a lot more to allow women and to feel a little bit more welcome and accepted. At this point in time, it's, a lot of girl shooters, almost equally represented.
Our call to armed residents also found gun owners willing to rethink regulations. Some felt reasonable reforms could coexist with Second Amendment rights. That sums up the viewpoint of 77-year-old Joe Morrow from Fort Myers. He owns more than a dozen guns and learned to shoot as a child. But times have changed, and so has his perspective on firearms.
Don't take away my right to bear arms, You can put some reasonable rules on it. I can live with that, but don't take it away from me. I don't think that we have to be afraid about regulating guns, but we have to be reasonable and rational when we regulate guns. You can't punish somebody who's a gun owner just because he's a gun owner. Get rid of the NRA, get rid of gun owners, get rid of the Second Amendment. That's not a fair way to approach it. Those are the people that are causing the problems. The ones that take a stand, and on the other side of the coin, those people that say we're not giving up anything, we got the NRA. They're not going to solve the problem either. So put those people where they belong, way out in the far distance where you can't see them, and let's work on the middle of the road to try to get something done that'll do some good for for what we want and need.
Owning a gun gives many people a sense of protection, the ability to safeguard their loved ones and even respond in an emergency. That viewpoint was expressed time and time again, that guns are a practical protection. Lorna Washington of Fort Myers admits she's often carrying a concealed weapon. It gives this 54-year-old grandmother a measure of security. Likewise, 73-year-old David Southall of Bonita is an NRA certified instructor who believes in being prepared. Finally, Jeff Kroll of Naples bought a gun for protection and signed up for a concealed carry course following a scare at his home. The 48-year-old now owns several guns and considers himself a regular guy who's ready for anything. Here they are in their own words.
The motivation, I think, to carry is to just feel safe. It's a comfort. It's like, they say don't leave home without the American Express card. You might need it, use it. Similar thing. When I go into certain venues now, I do calculate what if. It makes a difference now where I sit in a restaurant, where I hang out at certain crowded places. I'm more alert and pay attention to my environment. Because every time I read a story about a mass shooting, I think about if someone in that crowd or in that room may have had a weapon, would it have turned out differently? Also, if I'm with my loved ones and my friends, it's a sense of protecting the people you love.
People who don't like guns and don't want to be responsible for their own security are riding on the coattails of the people who are willing to take their personal responsibility for security and safety by being properly equipped. Guns make all of us safer. The real thing is we have yahoos, we have fools, we have morons, and we have bad guys who misuse guns. But the misuse of guns is so minimal as compared to the misuse of so many other things. Think about driving while drinking. How about illegal drugs? You go down the list of things that are really dangerous. Bicycles kill more children than guns do. I got involved actively as an NRA instructor because I wanted to do something about gun accidents and people carrying guns with no training, which I think is kind of dumb. But it is your constitutional right to have the gun. But it should be your responsibility. You should take it seriously and you should get proper training.
The media sometimes can pigeonhole a certain section of society as gun owners, whether they're stocking up for the next government overload or the zombie apocalypse, you name it. We're not all like that. It's a huge cross-section of society. The Sutherland Springs, Texas shooting. Idiot goes into a church and does horrible damage. There's just a normal guy next door, AR-15 owner, pulls out his AR-15. He happens to be an NRA instructor, and does what any human citizen or human being would do, is he goes to the aid of everybody in that church and draws his weapon and fires at that guy that just did a bunch of damage inside the church.
I did what I thought I needed to do, which was, they said that there was a shooting. I pursued, and I just did what I thought was the right thing.
Unfortunately, he is so dehumanized, I can't think of his name right now. A story was never done that got any media attention that I can personally think of beyond that. The only reason that I can picture his face right now is he just was at the NRA convention in Dallas, Texas about a month ago, speaking to the NRA. So I am a gun owner, but I'm also a dad, a landscape architect, a member of society, a driver on Collier County roadways, a taxpayer. That list could keep going. Just a normal guy.
Data on gun ownership is hard to come by, but our reporting pulled together some sense of who is armed in America. Here's a look by the numbers. It's estimated 30% of adult Americans own a gun. The majority are white males. 8% of Floridians are licensed to carry. Dixie County in North Florida leads the state with 20% of its residents holding a concealed carry permit. From 2010 to 2017, our state's population grew 12%, while the number of gun permits went up 140%. You can view our full multimedia report by searching keywords Armed in America at news-press.com or naplesnews.com. When we come back, talk about shortcuts. The 10-minute play festival in Bonita is providing some quick laughs. That story is up after the break.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
It's the final days of Bear's $20 million sell-off. Huge savings store-wide. We're making way for new collections. Up to 70% off every piece of designer furniture. Natuzzi, Broyhill, Stanley, Thomasville, all at rock-bottom prices. Bonus 15% off all remaining clearance floor samples. Save 70% off this Broyhill dining set. Sofas from $498. Bear's $20 million sell-off. Ends Sunday.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom-designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now, 2 locations to serve you.
More than 600,000 surgeries are performed in the U.S. each year to remove a faulty gallbladder, making it one of the most commonly performed procedures. Here's a look at why a good gallbladder goes bad in this week's Positively Healthy. The gallbladder doesn't attract much attention unless something goes wrong. A pear-shaped organ, it's attached to the liver. Its sole purpose is to store and release bile to help digest fats.
And that's good fats, bad fats, your olive oil, your avocado, but also pizza, chicken wings, the good and the bad. So the liver excretes this bile in these ducts into the intestines, and then when you're not eating, there's a sphincter by the bile that closes and the bile backs up into the gallbladder to store that extra bile.
Issues can arise when stones form within the gallbladder. Made up of hardened cholesterol, gallstones can be as small as a grain of sand or as large as a golf ball. They cause problems if they become too big or create a blockage.
The pain can vary. Some people have it in their upper abdomen. The traditional location is in the right upper quadrant, and that is the location of the gallbladder. But it can radiate to the chest or the shoulder. A lot of people present to the emergency department thinking they're having a heart attack.
Board-certified general surgeon Jonas Manson says about 1 in 6 Americans will have an issue with gallstones.
This can be caused by a magnitude of factors. It could be genetic, it could be hormone related. We do see this in females as their estrogen levels change. It could also be caused by a high fat diet, high cholesterol diet, or rapid weight gain and rapid weight loss.
If stones cause symptoms, it's typically time to remove the gallbladder. This can often be performed laparoscopically by inserting slender instruments through a few small poke holes. While the gallbladder does play a role in digestion, it's something we can live without.
About 10% of people do develop indigestion to fatty foods. So if you do eat a real fatty meal, you might feel a little bloated and so forth.
Got 10 minutes? Then how about taking in a play? Last weekend, 5 playwrights from around the country got to see their works come to life on stage. It was part of the Stage It 10-Minute Plays Festival in Bonita Springs. This year, a lot of the entries happened to be comedies, and good ones at that. So judges with the Center for Performing Arts decided to go with it, staging comedy shorts on Friday the 13th. One play was the product of a local writer. Others came from as far as Minnesota just to enjoy their 10 minutes of fame. You can read more about it by checking out Harriet Heithouse's story at naplesnews.com. Our reporters are covering a lot of ground this summer. Here's a look at what they're covering on the beat.
Thanks, Amy. Hi, I'm Shelby Reynolds. I'm the features reporter at the Naples Daily News. Last week, I got a chance to go behind the scenes of Cirque du Soleil's production of Crystal at Germain Arena. You may have missed it. It already performed at Germain Arena last weekend, but we got a chance to go behind the scenes to see the acrobats and the ice skaters perform before the show. This is the first time Cirque du Soleil has done an on-ice production, which brought many new challenges to the production crew.
We have, like today, a validation day, which is the day where the cast and my staff come in to revalidate everything, the acrobatic equipment, the density of the ice, and the performers are getting used to the new environment, and that night we open the show. The challenge of the ice is new to the for us as a company at large, so we had to learn and really listen to our performers and the experts who jump on board during the creation to better understand and being able to tame it. But then also each venue, the humidity level, the airflow, everything is different. Therefore, the density of the ice will be affected. By the density of the ice being affected, it will impact the performers in relationship of the skating ability and agility. So again here, we really have to listen to the skaters who know better than anybody else what's happening.
Watch the rest of the video and read more about it online at naplesnews.com.
I'm Tad Mast, reporter at the Naples Daily News. This week, I'm writing about the money troubles at Bonita Springs. They are short $5 million after Hurricane Irma, and they're trying to find ways to make up the lost cash, possibly raising fees and even raising taxes. Keep an eye on naplesnews.com for the latest info.
Hi, I'm Ashley Collins. I'm a features reporter with the Naples Daily News. This past week, I got to dive right into the reggae music scene here in Southwest Florida. I spoke to many reggae bands, some of which are Roots Almighty, the Free Coasters, So Flow, and Nostalgia. They're all telling me that reggae has grown exponentially over the years here in this area, and that it's going to continue to grow because reggae is becoming more mainstream. The genre is often fused in with pop, rock, indie, so they spoke to me more about that. And there's also Sugar Shack, the multimedia company in Bonita Springs. They're helping bands like Roots Almighty, local bands, as well as national reggae bands get their music out there and promote their music. And they basically work out of a deck most of the time, and they have 5 cameras pointing at one band, and the band basically puts on a little backyard session.
You see what they have done to Bedford and Marcos.
To see more of this video, visit naplesnews.com.
I'm Harriet Heighthouse, arts and entertainment writer for the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com. Could there be any better feeling than being in the audience when the musical you supported is honored with a Tony? Sandy Moran knows that feeling. She got it this June. We talked with her about what she invests and why she invests. It's in today's Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com.
Hi guys, I'm Dorothy Edwards, a photographer here, and this week I got to spend a little time with the Bonita Players in Bonita Springs. They're working on a play called Remember Me, about just kind of a married couple and what happens when an old flame returns.
For the summer. They're going to Europe.
The Morgans?
Yeah, kind of like a second honeymoon.
Really? That's too bad.
Why do you say that?
It seems to me that when a couple need a second honeymoon, it usually means the first one is over.
If you want to see the rest of the pictures and the full story, check it out at naplesnews.com.
Hi, my name is Annika Hammerschlag and I'm the education reporter for the Naples Daily News. This week I wrote about a lawsuit filed by the League of Women Voters against Florida's Secretary of State over a proposed constitutional amendment. The League argues that the summary language used to describe the amendment is misleading to voters. And this is a big deal because if it passes, school boards would no longer have the exclusive right to govern the public charter schools in their district. And this authority would instead be granted to the state or a public or private entity designated by the state. Read more about it at naplesnews.com.
Next up is Brent Batten with our weekly commentary. Brent.
Thanks, Amy. A Naples City Council member last week floated the idea of banning fishing on the Naples Pier. That's a great plan. No more dirty, smelly fishermen photobombing the visitors' selfies. No more tourists asking, what kind of fish is that? Ban fishing from the Naples Fishing Pier. Perfect. While they're at it, the City Council should consider banning other unwelcome activities, like tanning at the beach. Let's face it, sun exposure is unhealthy and most people don't have bodies that lend themselves to swimwear. Keep your clothes on and stay in the shade. It's better for you and everyone else. And building sandcastles. They notoriously don't last long, and the remnants are an obstacle that people could trip over. The city shouldn't be faced with that kind of liability. Swimming at the beach should be banned for the same reason. It's just a matter of time before someone gets bitten by a shark. Stay out of the water. Moving inland, there's too much golf being played on Naples golf courses. The green space would be much prettier if it weren't cluttered with carts and clubs. A ban on golf at golf courses makes every bit as much sense as a ban on fishing at the fishing pier. Naples has two lovely shopping districts, 5th Avenue South and 3rd Street South. The problem is there's too much shopping going on. The shopping districts should just sit there and look pretty. No more shopping in the shopping districts. Before it's done banning things, Naples should consider the use of tennis courts, baseball fields, band shells, and swimming pools. Like the collectible toys people buy then keep in the box, things tend to last longer and stay nicer if you don't use them for what they're intended for. By all means, let's start by banning fishing at the fishing pier. I'm Brent Batten. Be sure to read my columns on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays in the Naples Daily News. Check me out on Facebook, and as always, thanks for watching.
Coming up, time to get off Fangirl. From the Smithsonian to Southwest Florida, an art exhibit celebrating hometown sports. That's ahead on Behind the Headlines.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now, 2 locations to serve you.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
It's the final days of Bear's $20 million sell-off. Huge savings store-wide. We're making way for new collections. Up to 70% off every piece of designer furniture. Natuzzi, Broyhill, Stanley, Thomasville, all at rock-bottom prices. Bonus 15% off all remaining clearance floor samples. Save 70% off this Broyhill dining set. Sofas from $498. Bear's $20 million sell-off. Ends Sunday.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA triple check insurance review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA triple check today.
It's not every day that a traveling exhibit from the Smithsonian makes a stop in Southwest Florida. But from now through August 8th, you can take in a collection championing local sports. The Hometown Teams exhibit is now open for viewing at Alliance for the Arts in Fort Myers. More than a gallery display, the celebration of sports will include panel discussions, movie showings, and additional features on local athletes who made it big in sports. Finally today, Fort Myers is now on the map of board games. A company from Ohio makes Monopoly-style games featuring various cities and universities and colleges, now totaling about 1,000 versions of the game. Among the newest additions is a Fort Myers board called What Else But Fort Myers-opoly. It's set up like the traditional Monopoly game, only instead of stops like Park Place and Boardwalk, you'll find the Edison Ford Estates and Love Boat Ice Cream. Also on the map are a few lesser-known spots like Heavenly Biscuits on Fort Myers Beach. The game goes for about $20. You can find it at local Walmarts. Naples also got a namesake version last month. That'll do it for this week's show. Thank you for watching. Feel free to catch up on past editions by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the homepage, scroll down to Quick Links and select Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week.